Hello and welcome. My name is Dan. Welcome to the Wrestle Vision predictions to Survivor Series. And so, Survivor Series is the only night where Raw and SmackDown superstars go head to head in direct competition, apart from Crown Jewel, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, the Mixed Match Challenge, and many other occasions. But since Roman Reigns can't compete here, Vince McMahon decided to stick with the Raw vs SmackDown theme of the show rather than getting rid of it, which were reportedly the original plans. And now we are here looking at a card for Survivor Series, which is pretty odd and has been changed a week before the pay-per-view, just like last year. Remember last year when Jinder Mahal was supposed to face Brock Lesnar in a WWE Champion vs Universal Champion match? Yeah, that was changed on the final week with AJ Styles capturing the WWE Championship, which he held on to all the way to the week before this year's Survivor Series, where he lost the title to Daniel Bryan, who also turned heel and is now facing Brock Lesnar in a Champion vs Champion match. Also changed is the only match everyone was looking forward to: Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey, SmackDown Champion and Raw Champion against each other. And that has been changed because Nia Jax straight punched Becky Lynch in the face, caused a concussion and a broken face, and therefore Becky Lynch will be replaced by Charlotte Flair in that match. Also, for the traditional elimination tag for the women, we are missing someone in the team on the SmackDown side because Charlotte Flair had to leave that position. So it feels kinda messy. There's also a 10 vs 10 tag team match again, and lots of other champion vs champion matches, one of which is the US title versus IC title, where Seth Rollins already told us on Raw that he doesn't really care about Shinsuke and he's more focusing on his feud with Dean Ambrose, which is on hold like everything else because we have to focus on head-to-head direct competition right now. Well, let's hope this dreadful show will have some highlights, and it's fun to see that it is a total contrast once again to what NXT TakeOver War Games is, which only has 4 matches on the card: War Games, NXT Championship, NXT Women's Championship, and Aleister Black vs Johnny Gargano. And every match on that show has a build, while the Survivor Series card barely has any build. So let's dive into the predictions and hope for the best.
The tag team 10 on 10 on the kickoff show. Just looking at these two teams on paper, SmackDown is going to win. SmackDown could easily clean sweep the whole Raw team. Usos and New Day themselves could probably beat the whole Raw team. So yeah, SmackDown's going to win.
This pay-per-view. So announced for the kickoff right now. I checked WWE.com. Could change, but right now for the kickoff match, it's only the 10 vs 10 Survivor Series tag team elimination match, Raw vs SmackDown. So for Raw we have the Revival, the Lucha House Party, the B Team, the Ascension, and Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. And for SmackDown we have the Usos, New Day, Sanity, Colognes, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson, so the Good Brothers. And that's basically the entire tag team division on the main roster, minus Heath Slater and Rhino for Raw. And I've seen the tweet that Slater sent out, and he is pissed that he's not in that team. And I feel like the Lucha House Party are kind of fun, and the B Team are, well, but Heath Slater and Rhino should have been in this match, I believe. Well, they are not. Maybe they're turning heel and causing all sorts of trouble in that match, but I don't think so that WWE has anything planned for Rhino and Heath Slater there. And well, after all, there's not much storyline going in. There's no stipulation. There's nothing really going on. either team could win it, but I believe they are going with Team SmackDown because they have New Day and Usos, and they're actually pretty established teams. So for the tag team elimination match, it's Team SmackDown.
Ali versus Murphy for the Cruiserweight title. I'm recording this on Friday, and they haven't yet announced this on the kickoff show, so I'm hoping it's going to stay on the main card. And regardless of whether it does or doesn't, I think Murphy's going to retain. They just put the title on him. And obviously, these are two of the top guys on 205 Live, so I don't think this will be the only match they're going to have for the title. But Murphy's going to win this one.
Next up is the WWE Cruiserweight Championship match. Buddy Murphy defends his title against Mustafa Ali. I loved the build to that match, I would say, but it came rather quick, and I believe 205 Live is telling the story of Mustafa Ali always coming short so he can actually win the big one at next year's Mania, but right now I don't see him winning. It's way too early for Buddy Murphy to lose the title. He's actually having a great run, but it's kind of surprising that other feuds and angles on 205 Live, just like the Brian Kendrick face turn, are getting more attention. And I kind of feel like the title should be on Drew Gulak right now, and he should be feuding with Brian Kendrick, and that would be better. But Buddy Murphy and Mustafa Ali are great characters, great wrestlers, and it's probably one of the best matches on the card. Probably the best match on the card. It should be awesome, actually, if given enough time. And so Buddy Murphy is going to defend the Cruiserweight Championship.
AOP versus the Bar. It seems like they're building up AOP as the stronger team here, because the Bar keeps cheating a win because of Big Show. I see AOP picking up the win for Raw.
Next up, I have the champion versus champion match for the Tag Team Championship. Raw Tag Team Champions, Authors of Pain, or AOP, Akam and Razak, accompanied by Drake Maverick, the general manager of 205 Live, are taking on the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus, who will be accompanied for I don't know what reason, the Big Show. He is standing at their side, and I believe Big Show sucks. Why is Big Show still there, turning face here, winning every title there is? Is he now part of the Bar? Is he not? Why is he helping them? There's no real explanation. It pisses me off, actually, because the Bar are good on their own. They don't need the Big Show, and nobody needs the Big Show. If they want to have a third member that gains more heat for the Bar, if they want to spin the Bar a little bit different, let them find a new member. Not the Big Show. Okay. So I believe Cesaro and Sheamus are going to lose and probably turn on the Big Show or something. And I believe AOP need that victory right now. They are the fresher champions of both. And so I see the Authors of Pain going over in that Tag Team Championships match.
The Raw Women's team versus the SmackDown Women's team. I definitely thought SmackDown was going to win when Charlotte was on the team, but now she's not, and they've got the mystery person who will probably just be Mandy Rose. It's a lot harder to call, but I do still see SmackDown women taking it. Well, maybe Asuka or somebody, whoever the mystery person is, if it's someone that's not Mandy.
Next up is the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match for the women. Team Raw vs SmackDown. Raw is Ruby Riott, Tamina, Nia Jax, Natalya, and Mickie James. Accompanied by the team captain, who is not allowed to compete, Alexa Bliss, versus Team SmackDown, which consists out of Carmella, Naomi, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and to be announced, because Charlotte Flair is now in another match, and they have an open spot. Probably filled in by Mandy Rose. From storyline perspective, that would make sense, but I think also Lana has pretty high chances to be in there, not so much the Iconics. And well, for the Raw side, it's pretty underwhelming, because apart from Natalia and maybe Ruby, yeah, definitely Ruby Riot, Natalia and Ruby Riot. The rest of them is well, they didn't really shine lately, and there are others like Sasha Banks and Bailey who also didn't shine, but the people like them more, I believe. But WWE left them off, and Mamoon is also miraculously not a part of this team, and Alicia Fox, storyline-wise, should be in the team, but isn't. It's weird. It doesn't make really much sense. So let's flip a coin. Let's go for Team Raw.
Nakamura versus Rollins. Seems like the sort of match where they need to give SmackDown the win to make up the numbers, and I can see Dean screwing over Seth so that Shinsuke gets the win.
Next up, we have the champion versus champion match. The United States champion taking on the Intercontinental champion. Seth Rollins is the Intercontinental champion, and the United States champion barely used on SmackDown, which is the crime, Shinsuke Nakamura. I believe because Seth Rollins takes Nakamura lightly and has in a feud with Dean Ambrose, who is definitely going to attack him, that Ambrose will be doing everything in his power to cost Rollins the match. Therefore, Shinsuke Nakamura is picking up a well-needed victory against the workhorse of WWE.
Charlotte versus Ronda in the most relieving match of all time. I didn't think Ronda was going to lose to Becky regardless. No, I definitely don't think she's going to lose to Charlotte now because Charlotte hasn't got a title. The one time I'm actually going to go against Charlotte, but yeah, I think Ronda's going to win.
Next up, we have SmackDown star Charlotte Flair taking on the WWE Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey. This could have been the best match by far on the card, with Becky Lynch taking on the Raw Women's Champion. But the SmackDown Women's Champion, the man Becky Lynch, got injured in an angle on Raw where Nia Jax punched her straight in the face, breaking her face and causing a concussion. Yay! You're not supposed to punch them for real, Nia. What is going on? You ripped off from an epic match, but hopefully it's going to happen at WrestleMania now, so I'm kind of fine with it. And, well, Rousey is going to destroy Flair. Woo!
The 5-on-5 men's elimination match. This one I think depends on whether or not it's got to be the main event. Because if it's a main event, it could go either way because it would be 3-3 heading into it. But I think they're going to put Lesnar and Bryan on last. And it will be even heading into that one. So with the rest of my predictions, that would mean that Raw would win this one. And obviously I see Drew being the sole survivor of his team. Maybe with Braun, but definitely Drew.
Next up is the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination tag team match for the men, Raw vs SmackDown. For Raw we have Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor and Bobby Lashley, accompanied and captained by not wrestling, allowed to compete, but actually not in the ring, the acting general manager of Monday Night Raw, Baron Corbin. And on Team SmackDown we have The Miz, Jeff Hardy, and the commissioner of SmackDown Live and the best in the world, Shane McMahon, and Rey Mysterio and Samoa Joe. So SmackDown is going to win that match because Shane McMahon is the best in the world and he will be the sole survivor of the team. And on a more serious note, I don't believe Team Raw is actually able to contain itself because we have Ziggler and Drew McIntyre hating Strowman, Strowman's hating them. We have Balor feuding sort of with Bobby Lashley. Everyone hates Bobby Lashley. We have also the hype man Leo Rush at ringside, and well, Corbin's job is on the line, and I believe they want to make room for Alexa Bliss. There's also that Kurt Angle factor, so I believe SmackDown is going to win that tag team elimination match.
Lesnar versus Bryan. Obviously changed from AJ. I didn't think Brock was going to lose to AJ, but I also don't think they're going to beat Bryan on his first match, but I still don't see Lesnar losing. So I'll go for a Brock win.
So the main event of that show, because it's Brock Lesnar, it's the Universal Champion taking on the WWE Champion, Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan. Kinda a dream match, but not when both are heels. Yes, Daniel Bryan turned heel on SmackDown, the last SmackDown before Survivor Series, and captured the WWE Championship off of AJ Styles, who's not even featured now on the card. It was supposed to be AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar 2 after they had a match last year on Survivor Series against each other being champions. But now it's Bryan versus Lesnar. And Bryan is here. Daniel Bryan, out of all people, is here. And reportedly he wanted to turn heel, and but he's definitely not going to beat Lesnar, and nobody will care if he loses. Nobody's going to be feeling sad for him because he turned on the 1-year reign of AJ Styles. He kicked him between the legs, and it's baffling. It's mind-wrecking. I'm deeply confused by that match headlining Survivor Series this year. One freshly turned heel, one monster heel, both now despised by probably both fan groups, hard fans and casual fans alike. Well, Brock Lesnar is going to win, let's face it, because he's the beast. But, oh my god, this match just shows you what's going on right now in WWE. Like, actually, what the... Okay, let's break it down. It's going to be a fine match. I hope it's not a 100% beatdown. I hope Daniel Bryan gets some comeuppance, but the way how it's been booked, and I really hope AJ Styles isn't injured and kind of shows up at that show. AJ Styles has been the WWE Champion for 1 year, and now he's not even on one of the biggest pay-per-views all year. Well, anyway, Brock Lesnar's winning. And that were our predictions to the WWE Survivor Series pay-per-view event. And don't forget to write your own predictions in our comment section down below. That's really important. Please do it. And give us a like, subscribe, and follow at WrestleVisionYT for the newest updates in the wrestling business, polls, and everything you could ever imagine on there in regards to wrestling and WWE. So that's it. Thank you for listening. Until next time, goodbye.
Cheers, Jeff.